Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and to another Transformers review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Deluxe Class Autobot Tracks. Yeah, I've heard some things about this guy. I haven't watched anybody else's review, so this is going to be what I think of it, going off of the actual figure. So yeah, let's see what he's like. So as always, let's start with the packaging, and as I've said, time out of number. I love the artwork on these boxes. I hope this carries on with the new trilogy of I forget what it's called now. It's basically G1, isn't it? It's just going back to G1, which is great. I'm all for that. So yeah, it looks awesome. The car mode looks fantastic. God, really love that. And then you've got tracks down this side, and again, just fantastic. Although I do think his chin's a little bit too pointy. Could maybe round that off a bit, but otherwise it looks good. It looks really nice. Got the arc at the back there, and there is the product shots. Well, I should say there are the product shots, and yeah, let's hope this lives up to the product shots. I really hope so. And on this side you've got the Kingdom artwork, and I think we have almost everyone now. Who are we missing? We're missing Tigertron. I think that's it. I think Tigertron is the only one we're yet to get, so I will be picking that one up. I know I don't like the way the feet transform, but I do love Tigertron, so alright, let's crack this guy open and see what he's like. Right, so here's tracks out of his box, and before we go on with the review, I should just point out, in case anybody saw the first part and thought, oh my goodness, their fingernails are really dirty. Yeah, I do have a bit of dirt on my my thumb and my index finger there. It's actually not dirt. I had a Sharpie related incident and I can't get it off. No amount of scrubbing has got this stuff off, so yeah, so apologies for that. Right, okay, carrying on then. Let's see what he comes with. So he comes with his instructions as always, and yeah, they're the same instructions we've seen. So yep, all good. That's nice. He comes with a card, and I'm quite grateful I didn't get another flipping Dino bot, because I got like 6 of them now. This time I got Megatron. So, shall we have a look? I wasn't going to do this originally, and then I found out that there are different versions underneath, so I've started peeling them. So, what do we get this time? Oh, we've got Galvatron. Oh, cool. Oh, I like that. That is epic. I don't know how well you can see that because it's so shiny and the light's bouncing off it, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And he's got the matrix around his neck. Oh, cool. Glad I peeled it now. So yeah, nice little card. Happy with that. Definitely happy with that. We get the guns that sit atop his noggin. So there's just what's a sort of hole. It's got a peg in it, it's got a pin in it, and they just go in there. There we go, like that. And then we get a handgun, which doesn't want to focus. There we go. Yeah, just a little black handgun. Yeah, let's have a look. Let me get the one from the masterpiece, and we'll have a look, see what the difference is. Yeah, I mean, it's alright, I suppose. It's alright. I'm getting a bit tired of the hollow, I have to admit. Would have been nice if they'd put some paint on it as well, but oh well, that's not a huge deal. So let's see if you can hold it. Yep, there we go. Just, yeah, alright, I guess. Yeah, that's alright. That's okay. Yeah, it looks alright. Alright, let's go down to the figure. So, as I said at the top of this video, I have not watched anybody else's reviews, but being on Tinternet, it's almost impossible not to see some, I don't know, I mean it's not a spoiler, is it? But you know, some news, some information about your figure. So I'm just moving my light a bit because I keep catching my arm on it. There we go. Yeah, mine. It's okay. It's got a bit of the left leg is fine, but the right leg is definitely quite loose. I think I might have some issues with the left leg knee. While I was mucking about with him, the tab popped out and it doesn't really want to go back in. But other than that, fingers crossed, he seems all right. So, all right, let's take a closer look. So yeah, I mean he's got a really nice head sculpt, although he does look a little bit on the grumpy side. It looks more like that face is, it looks a bit more Springer than Trax to me for some reason, but it's not bad. It's painted nicely. It looks pretty good. And then he's got the big Autobot symbol on his chest there. Some nice moulded detail going on. And again down the sides. Some nice moulded detail and paint going on down the arms and the legs. So yeah, overall he's nicely done for the most part. It does look a bit, yeah, it's not great around here. There's definitely some, looks like put the paint on too thick in places, and it's just sort of run and bubbled, which is a bit of a shame. So I would say that the finish on the legs is not great. I don't like these floating feet. I don't like that at all. We're going around the back. I mean, see all this in vehicle mode when we get there. And this whole roof section and boot section, I'm not sure if it's all clear plastic. I'll have to double check. I'm not sure if this bit is clear plastic, but this is all painted clear plastic, this roof section. And then there's the wings just sitting there. So yeah, I mean, detail wise he's pretty good. Other than the dodgy painting on the legs, it's definitely been put on too thick. It's okay. Yeah, he's alright. Looks good. Looks nice. I'm trying to get him to stand. There we go. Yeah, I think it's alright. So articulation wise, let's see if I can get to the head. It is on a ball joint, but you can't really, it's a bit awkward to get to as well with that piece, but I mean it's Trax, so you kind of expect that. You can get a little bit of side to side, a little bit of quizzical going on, and then he will look in various directions. So yeah, he can't really look down. We can look up a little bit, but not too much. Arms are on rotation, and you can go out to the side, and the wings are on a separate pin, so you can move those independently. It does have bicep rotation. He's got 90-ish degrees at the bend, at the elbow. Flipping heck, started already. He's got a waist twist. This skirt will flip up some, and he can kick out to the front, out to the back. If you move the backpack, we can get all the way out. We'll go out to the side. Just to note, it does look like it's ratcheted, but no, it's not ratcheted. He's got a thigh cut, bend at the knee, and this is where I have a slight issue with mine. It just pops out. I'll show you that in a sec. Let's finish this. And then he's got these really weird floating feet, which I don't care for. You can tilt forwards, backwards, and it's on a ball joint, so you can go to the sides. So yeah, he's well articulated. I'm not sure how much use we're going to get out of some of the articulation though. Yeah, so let me just address the knees. Hold on, this light is really it's really annoying me. I keep knocking it. Okay, oh that's better. Yeah, these knees. Let's address these knees. So Let me see. And you can see there. Now, on this panel, on the front of the panel, you can see there's a notch there. That tab there is meant to go into that notch, and it will, but it won't. It doesn't stay. I can't get it to fully clip in. It just pops back out again. So that's a bit of an issue. The other knee seems to be okay. That seems to be holding in all right, but maybe that's just, I don't know. Maybe it'll start popping out at a later date. I don't know. I hope not. So I've got one knee that works seemingly okay, and I've got another knee that doesn't work at all. But I have to say, my biggest issue with this figure are these feet. I mean, let's get back to focus. Why, Hasbro? Why? I mean, it's alright if your figure's on a shelf, on a low shelf. You're not going to notice it. But if your figure is on a higher shelf, anything within eye line, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see these disembodied feet. I'm sure there's a better way they could have incorporated those feet. Okay, right. But that's all right. It's not a huge issue. I personally don't like it. I don't think it looks very nice. So, right, let's pop him back there. Let's have a look at some of his previous incarnations. So, here he is with TurboTrax. Yeah. I mean, even with the issues, this is better. Even if he's got wefty knees, this is. I mean, this is all right. It was okay for. Oh crikey, when did this come out? I've had this about 10 years, I think. So that long ago. So there's definitely a heck of a flipping leg. There's definitely an improvement. I mean, even if you just take the head sculpt, and this one's bulky, looks really sort of, you know, he looks like he's not been keeping off the Energon goodies. He's definitely on the chunky side. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely a lot more cartoon accurate. So there's that. And then of course I do have to do it as the masterpiece. Obviously, he's quite a lot bigger. So let's just bring that back a bit so we get them two in. Yeah, I think the face sculpt actually on this new Trax is better than the masterpiece. I will say that. I just think it looks a bit more Traxy, if that makes sense. But again, this masterpiece is. I don't even know how old this is now. I've been where I am now for 8 years, so it's at least that old. So, yeah. But yeah, I think this is good. I think this scaled up would look really good if you scaled it up and fixed the issues with the knees. Actually, the masterpiece has kind of got a floating foot thing going on as well. But it looks better. So I think they've looked at the masterpiece and gone, yeah, let's do that, but it's not worked. Yeah. So right. So that's a look at his robot mode. So let's get to the transformation. Right. So we'll start by removing his weapons. So we'll just take this off from here, and this from here, and then we're going to begin at the top. So what you have to do here is. You can't really see it, but there's a big tab in there that just plugs into his back. You can see it there. Look, it's just there, and then that goes into there. I just bring this up and then just fold this all out, and that will just sit like that. And yeah, as I said earlier, this is all clear plastic. This entire roof section. except for this piece. This piece is normal plastic, but this is all clear and it's been over painted, and I don't like that. I like clear figures. I do. I've got quite a few translucent figures, but I don't like clear plastic being over painted, especially in this sort of area where you have to sort of push bits underneath other bits. I don't like this, and they did it with Studio Series 86 Jazz as well, and I think this is a practice that needs to stop, because my Jazz is fine, but I know other people have had stress marks and even breakage on their Jazz. So yeah, Hasbro need to stop doing this, I think, because it's going to make a lot of figures just untransformable at some point. Anyway, so you end up with that, like that, and then what you're going to do now is you need to just unclip the body. So there's just a hook underneath here, so you're just gonna pop that up, and you see there's the hook there, and it just goes under there. Straighten all that out, and then just leave that for the moment. Oh no, before we do that, we're going to do one last thing, and we're just going to push this chest section in, and I like that. That takes me back to some of the older figures, so that's pretty cool. Now, before we get onto the leg transformation, I will say that I have transformed this a few times now, because I've been trying to do this, I will be honest, I've been trying to do this in one take, but every time something goes wrong. So this is the last time I'm going to record this. If something goes wrong, I'm afraid there might be a cut, so apologies for that in advance. But anywho, pardon me. What I was going to say was, I think I've discovered the problem with the knees. And apologies if another reviewer has already discussed this, but like I said, I haven't watched anybody else's reviews. So in the instructions, it tells you to unpeg these two pieces. Now, this is not going to be an issue because it doesn't peg in to start with. I think what the problem is just here, this little sliver of plastic, it's not long enough. It should be a tab, it should be a proper tab, because it's meant to go in here, and it doesn't hold in. If this had been a proper tab, I think the issues with the knee holding in place would be greatly reduced, but because there's nothing to hold it in place, they keep unpegging. Now, I did just say that I've done this a few times now, and weirdly, this knee actually seems to be pegging in a lot better now than it did when I got it out of the box. So yeah, maybe just, if you're worried about it, maybe transform it a few times and then see how your leg's holding up. I do know that there are some filler pieces that you can get, some third-party filler pieces. If you want to go down that route, then, you know, the option is there. But maybe just try this first. Just transform it a few times first, see if it helps. Just putting that out there. So anyway, moving on. So once you've untabbed that, or once I should say it's untabbed itself, then what you're going to do here is you just want to lift this section up, like so. And then, yeah, I really dislike this bit. And this is the bit that's been causing me some issues. Not always. The first time I did it went absolutely fine. Sadly, that was the time I didn't have the camera on. So what you need to do is you need to get this leg up to about here, and then you're going to collapse the thigh section into that space, like so. And then you're going to carry on just rotating this bit round, and the foot should just go past this section here and around, so you end up like this, and then just bring that over a wee bit and fold it down out of the way. Then just sort of squash this down, fold this piece down, and that's it done. And that's the easiest it's been on camera, so I must be doing something right at last. Do the same on the other side, so just unpeg and lift this piece up and swing the foot up like so, and just fold the knee down, bring this all the way around and push push it down like so. Also be careful when you're doing this bit, because there is a small peg just here that is eventually going to end up pegging into a bit under here. It will just keep popping out though, so I won't worry too much at this stage. Right, and then once you've done that, then just close that up. Then you can come around to this side and you can just clip the two sections together. And let's just bring those feet out of the way. At this point you're going to rotate the figure like so, and then these feet are basically just going to rest on that faux windscreen like so. Now what you want to do is you want to rotate this section here at this point here, so bring that all the way around. And then this is the bit that bothers me slightly, because you're going to fold this over, and what's going to happen here is, you see this here, there's a little tab on it. Don't know how well you can see. There's a little tab there, and that's going to go in there, but it does kind of mean that you have to push and squeeze and stuff I'm not very comfortable with. So let's see how this goes. The idea is that those tab in there, and then you've got two tabs just at the front there that go under this section here. So if you just fold it, the problem is, you see these feet get in the way, so just fold it all in, but you'd still have to just get that tab around there. There we go. And then you just have to sort of wiggle this in. It will go, it's just how brave you want to be. There we go, that's got it. So you end up like that. And at this point you should then be able to tab these front pieces in without them popping back out every 5 seconds. Like so. Nope, they're going to pop out. Okay, right, so come back to the back, and what you're going to do here is just rotate this wheel and then rotate the arm like so, flip in this wing section, and then make sure the arm is out straight, bring it down and then fold it inwards. Oh, forgot, needs to fold in that hand, and then that whole thing's just going to tab into there like so. I'll do the same on the other side. Put the hand in, fold that down, rotate that up, bring it down and fold it up, and that's about it. When I first did it, this actually held together quite well on the front section, but doesn't seem to want to do that now, which is a bit of a shame. As you can see, I've got a bit of a paint blob going on there that's off of those bits there, which again goes to show that it's just they put too much paint on there. But yeah, it's a shame that's not holding in now, because that held in perfectly the first time I did this. But that's basically the car mode, and I have to say it's a real shame that that's not holding in at the front there, because the car mode is actually really nice. I mean, it's not the best tracks, but it's decent. It looks really good. I mean, there's not much going on, it's all blue with that flame on the front, but it looks pretty good. It looks nice. I quite like it. Now what you're meant to do here is you can take the double gun and the single gun and put them together, and you can put them just in the port on the boot. So, you know, if you want to do that, you can do. It's not really for me, but it's there if you want to do it. Now, if you want to do the flying mode, I'm just going to pop this off the back for a minute. If you want to do the flying mode, you can't just fold these pieces out. No, you have to undo the transformation. You have to actually take his arms out again. So let's just get that out. want to come out now. Look, went in, doesn't want to come out. Alright, let's try the other side. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. There we are. So yeah, you have to do that, and you have to fold this all back up again. You bring the arm out to here, and then you bring the wing out. Flipping heck, can't speak now. And do the same on this side. So yeah, it's not exactly screen accurate with his arms just hanging out like that. And then you can flip the tail fin pieces out like so. Yeah, I don't think that's particularly successful. Maybe that's just me though. But there doesn't even seem to be anywhere where you could put a flight stand anyway. So, and if you hang him from the ceiling, then all you're going to see is that. So, yeah, I don't think that works particularly well. I mean, I do have the masterpiece. So with the masterpiece, you just, how did this go now? I haven't done this in ages. Just flip them out. Yeah, start now. The other way. The other way. No, must be that way. Oh, whichever way it was. I can't remember. You get the idea. You don't have to half untransform him. I mean, I know we're not talking about the masterpiece. We're talking about a what, 24 quid toy now. 24 quid. Hasbro. Got to do better. Got to do better. But yeah, you can do that if you want. No, I'm not going to do that again. It's never going to see that mode again. Let's just put that all back. So, comparison. So there's that. Let's bring in that masterpiece again. And yes, I realise I forgot to flip this round when I was transforming it. But the only reason I forgot is because I was trying to transform this thing and I couldn't remember how the back end went in. I know the arms are supposed to be like that somehow, but I just got frustrated and I thought, the heck with it, it's getting late, I'm just going to leave it like that. So there's that thing. I don't even know what kind of car that's meant to be. I mean, it's clearly not a Stingray. I don't know what the heck it's meant to be, but yeah, I mean, you can see it's just, it's barely even, it's barely even a fair comparison with this, because this is no. The only thing that I like better on this than this is that this has got a rub symbol. Literally the only thing that I would say this could do with it's a rub symbol. But yeah, so there's that thing. But let's bring the masterpiece back in again, because that's a more fair comparison. And given how much this is, I mean, I think I paid about 50 quid for this, so we're not getting far off. I mean, if they'd have done tracks in a Voyager class, then it would have been closer to this size, and we'd have been paying more or less the same money at that point. So, yeah, it's I think I would have preferred the colour to be a darker blue, more akin to the masterpiece. I think that would have looked nicer. I appreciate that they pinned the wheels at the back, anyway, the ones that you see in robot mode, so we don't have those horrible clips. Yeah, I don't think it stacks up too badly. I think it's pretty good. I still think we're overpaying now for deluxes, but what can you do? It's not like we're about to stop, is it? We keep saying we will. Well, I do anyway. I keep saying, no, it's getting too expensive, I'm not going to buy them anymore, but yeah, I go and buy them, don't I, because I'm weak. But anyway, there we go. That is a look at the new Kingdom Deluxe Class tracks, and actually I don't think it's that bad. It's got issues. It's definitely got issues, but I was kind of expecting it to be way worse than it actually is. Those knees, yes, they are an issue. I will say that that's not the best way to do knees. I don't care for the way they've done the floating feet. Yes, I realise, and I didn't realised before, but I know now that the floating feet are similar on the Masterpiece, but I think they work a lot better. There's too much air between the bottom of the car mode and the top of the foot, I think, is the issue for me there. Yeah, the paint is on way too thick on these bits here. It's just ugly, but that might just be my copy. This isn't an issue, I can get rid of this. Yeah, honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I really thought it was going to be a lot worse. But I actually quite like it. I think it looks good. I love the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt is just spot on. I think it's even better than the Masterpiece head sculpt. So whoever's doing the head sculpt for the G1 figures, please just keep doing what you're doing, because I have to say they've been pretty good. I've been really impressed with them. So yeah. So that's it. I think that's all I have to say about this figure. Yeah, I think whether or not you want to pick it up is down to how much you're going to be bothered about those knees. But if you're not bothered, I'd give it a go. Yeah, it's a decent figure. I do quite like it. So, as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate you spending your time with me once again. And until the next one, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.